Officials along the U.S. southern border are bracing for the next wave of migrants. A crowd of about 5,000 is making its way through Mexico.
And this is some of the leaders in the cities where the migrants have already been located. They are now begging for help. Fox News' Casey Stiegel in Dallas with more.
The Lincoln County Sheriff says 8 stranded immigrants were found along a New Mexico highway. Deputies found the undocumented immigrants under a tree along Highway 380 near the Valley of Fires. That's west of Teamdesiusa. According to Sheriff Michael Wood, the immigrants said they crossed into the U.S. from Mexico and hitched a ride. At some point, that person dropped them off in the middle of nowhere and then took off with their belongings.
U.S. officials are seeing another sharp increase in migrant crossings at the southern border. The spike has forced U.S. Customs and Border Protection in Arizona to temporarily close the port of entry in the town of Lukeville. Migrants are being moved to other areas along the border for processing.
Their lives packed on top of a moving freight train known as the Beast. Migrants seeking a new beginning over the Mexican border. These mostly from Venezuela, men, women and children, families clambering aboard where they can outside the Mexican town of Arapuato.
Mexico's government says it will start deporting migrants who are now waiting in its northern cities to enter the U.S. The move is meant to reduce the strain on U.S. border crossings as a rising number of migrants arrive from the south. The mayor of El Paso, Texas, says his city is reaching its breaking point.
Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas is headed to the Rio Grande Valley in Texas today. Thousands of migrants crossed into the U.S. near Eagle Pass in the past few days, and the city's mayor says they feel abandoned and are pleading for help.
Well, now Texas Governor Republican Greg Abbott says that he is sending additional buses to Eagle Pass in El Paso to assist border communities.
A lot of those migrants that we saw in El Paso have also been traveling through Las Cruces to get to their final destination. For privacy purposes, we aren't showing their exact location. The Border Servant Corps helps shelter and feed migrants. The executive director tells me that more than 50% of the people they've helped has been in the past 4 months. She says many of the migrants already have an idea of where they want to go into the U.S.
More and more people are finding their way to Albuquerque illegally. The feds say smugglers sneak them in. We've reported on the unprecedented increase in stash houses discovered throughout the city, where those people are kept on their way to other parts of the U.S. Now, KRQE investigative reporter Ann Perrette is asking how hundreds are making it across the border to Albuquerque.
Hi, Lana, that's right. We are in this remote section of the U.S.-Mexico border where hundreds of migrants have been braving the elements, waiting to be processed by Border Patrol agents who right now are completely overwhelmed and facing severe challenges here in this section of the border.
They're part of a new wave of thousands amid a surge in illegal migration to the U.S. Sleeping on top of cardboard boxes here, these people had been waiting days next to tracks for an opportunity.